Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So here today we are going to be looking at invertebrates. So before we look at invertebrates, let's look at the kingdom Animalia in general. So the kingdom Animalia is made up of multicellular organisms, meaning to say they are made up of a lot of cells. So they are made up of multicellular organisms. These organisms contain organs and tissues which are able to perform a lot of functions such as feeding, metabolism. So metabolism is simply all the reactions that take place in a living organism, such as digestion. They can also be able to undergo what we call reproduction. They are also able to move in the process known as locomotion. And finally, they are able to excrete. Now, the only difference between the animalia is the invertebrates. So there are invertebrates and vertebrates. So vertebrates have got a backbone, whilst the invertebrates do not. So vertebrates have a backbone, whilst the invertebrates do not. So the main lesson here, we are going to be looking at invertebrates. Both of them are part of the kingdom Animalia. Now the invertebrates, as you can see, an invertebrate is an animal that lacks the vertebral column or the backbone. So sometimes, to confuse you, the words that they can use is a notochord. So it is still the same as the vertebral column. So they do not have a notochord. So now when we look at these, they are made up of arthropods. They are made up of the phylum Nematoda. They are made up of phylum Annelida. They are made up of the molluscs, the Cnidaria. We have Platyhelminthes, and a bunch of other things. So basically, that is the introduction to that. Many of them are ectothermic and poikilothermic. What do these terms mean? So these terms are very, very important. So as you can see, like when we are talking about ectothermic, thermic has to do with temperature. Ecto means outside. So these obtain heat from the surrounding. They obtain heat from the outside. From the outside or external sources. So what does this mean? So like for example, a lizard will be on a rock and they will be able to sit on the rock and obtain the temperature from there. Or direct from the sun, like the sun's radiation, and obtain temperature like that. So that is basically what we call ectothermic. Now, get the difference. They are very similar. Ectothermic and poikilothermic are very similar, but there is just a subtle difference. Poikilothermic. So poikilothermic has to do with the temperature varying with the surrounding. So now get the difference. This is ectothermic has to do with obtaining heat from the surrounding or from the outside or the external source. Now poikilothermic, we are just talking about the temperature varying with the surrounding. Like for example, if you are looking at, okay, let's look at humans. Though humans are not poikilothermic, humans are able to maintain the temperature of 37 degrees through homeostasis. But when we are looking at other organisms such as lizards, according to the time it is, that's the temperature they will be able to adopt according to the temperature of the surrounding. When it is, let's say 12 hours, it is very hot, they will be able to adopt that temperature of the surrounding. When it is 19 hours, or 18 something and it's cold, the lizards will be able to match up with the temperature of the surrounding, unlike humans that maintain the same temperature. So poikilothermic has to do with the temperature varying with the surrounding, whilst ectothermic has to do with the obtaining heat. So generally this is obtaining heat. So this is an example of ectothermic. So it will sit on the rock to obtain heat or from the sun like that. So that's ectothermic. But the varying temperature according to the time or the surroundings is what we call poikilothermic. So that is the introduction. In other videos we'll be able to look at these phylums. The phylum, when we look at all these phylums, we are going to be looking at them. Mainly we are going to look at the Nematoda, we are going to look at Platyhelminthes, we are also going to look at the Mollusca and other phylums. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.